This hot and spicy quickie is sriracha almonds, and it is fantastic for a snack in the middle of the day. You can serve it if you have company over and you want to have a little impressive thing that you have on your coffee table for them to nibble on. I also like to have them in the morning, so if I'm going to work out first thing in the morning before I eat, you still have to break your fast. That's what breakfast is. But if you don't have time for full breakfast, you want to have something. And I like to have almonds because they're filled with protein. And these also have the sriracha. So it's extra fat burning and really revs up my metabolism immediately. They're really easy to make. And the great thing is you can make them in a big batch, so you have them all week. So you can just nibble here and there, getting a little protein. Yes, almonds do have fat, but it's actually a good fat. They are also filled with fiber and nutrients. And then you also have the sriracha and the other ingredients to amplify them even more. So what you're going to do is first take a lime. And if you want to break all of the pieces of lime inside, since sometimes if they're not quite ready, they can be really hard. Just you're squeezing this lime and little drips are coming out. That's it. So if you really want to get all the juice of the lime, take the lime and then press it under the palm of your hand on the cutting board. So you're just going to roll it around. I mean, really put your weight into this. It sounds silly, but you're trying to break up all of those little nubs of lime juice, and you can feel them breaking, and then you can squeeze your thumb and you can feel them breaking even more under your thumb. And what's great is you're releasing the lime juice, so it makes it easier to squeeze. So one lime, and I like a lot of lime, so I'm going to actually use all of it. See, nice and juicy now. That was very effective. So if you want, you can also get the extra lime pieces, the fibers. Another great thing about lime, in addition to making this dish taste fantastic, is that it's filled with vitamin C, and it also is a natural fat burner because of the citrus. So the acid and the huge thing of vitamin C that you're getting out of a lime actually helps to naturally burn fat. So it's burning fat out of your system, particularly in your belly. So one lime, and I need to dry my hands. Hold on. Okay. Then you're going to have some olive oil, only about a tablespoon of olive oil. And you want the olive oil to help get everything else to stick to the almonds. So not a lot. And it also adds just a little bit of nice flavor. That's probably about half a tablespoon actually. Don't be afraid of olive oil. It is, again, it's a fat, but still, it's a good fat. You don't want to have a huge amount, but if you're going to have olive oil, have the extra virgin olive oil that has a really beautiful scent and flavor to it. It's not just, it smells so good. It's olives. It's crushed olives. It's pressed. And it has a nice depth. It adds a nice depth and richness to a dish. So don't substitute it. If it calls for olive oil, don't substitute it for some other oil. It's that flavor that you want. Okay, then the sriracha. So sriracha is another natural fat burner. I'm shaking it up to make sure that it mixes up nicely. And it's super spicy. It's an Asian condiment. You'll see it oftentimes in Asian restaurants. Instead of ketchup, there's sriracha. Don't use it like ketchup. It's really, really spicy. It is like burn your tongue is on fire, which is why you only use small amounts. And it's only 5 calories per teaspoon, but 100 milligrams of sodium. So you don't want to have too much. Not like you could, because it's very spicy. So you're going to use about the same amount of sriracha as you did of olive oil, because you do want these to have a kick. These aren't just almonds that are, almonds you can have a handful and you don't even realize, but if they're spicy like this, it takes longer to eat because your mouth is burning. So you're going to eat less, which means you're going to have less fat, less calories, and you're having these natural fat burners. Then you're going to have a little bit of sugar. This is organic cane sugar. You can use normal sugar if you'd like. I just prefer to use organic where I can. And about a half a teaspoon. And the reason is because you just want all the flavors to balance. So you have the acid from the lime, which helps to brighten up the flavor. You have the sugar, which helps to sweeten. The sriracha, obviously, for that spice. And then you want the salt. because salt actually, there is some sodium in the sriracha, yes, but I like sea salt, and salt isn't just to make food taste salty. It actually helps to bring out the flavor of the food. So salt brings up the flavor, and then the lime gives the acid and gives the brightness to the flavor. It's all a nice little balance. So, and because you're not baking is so finicky, you have to have like exact amounts. When you're just cooking, you can play with the different things, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, see how that tastes. Not great? Okay, add a little bit more of this. So, about half a teaspoon of salt. Then, I'm gonna mix it around. Oh, I need a spoon. Here's my spoon. Okay. Mix that all around to make sure that the flavors all meld together. And because we are using olive oil and the sriracha does have, I think it has some vinegar in it. So yeah, oil and vinegar don't mix, right? So it is still a little piecey, like a salad dressing, and that's okay. Then this is just raw almonds. So they aren't salted, they're just pure, clean almonds. A couple handfuls of the almonds. And again, it's as much as you want. So all of this is to taste and to what your preference is. If you eat a lot of almonds, if you're having people over, make more. Then you're just going to mix it all together. You want to make sure that the nice, yummy, red flavors get all over those almonds. So it all is equal. Okay. So now, it smells so good. So now try one to see how the flavor is, to see if you want more spice to it. The interplay of flavors is so good, but I want more spice. So I'm going to use cayenne pepper. And this is just powdered cayenne, very spicy, but I love it. Another natural fat burner. And I'm just going to put probably half a teaspoon, something like that, on top. And then again, mix it around so that it coats evenly on all of the almonds. Okay. Remember, this is supposed to be really spicy. I could eat this without even cooking it. It's perfectly balanced with the brightness from the lime and the sugar, and then the amazing spiciness from the cayenne and the sriracha and the salt. It's so good. So enough of that. Now let's make it. So I have, my oven was set to 350 degrees. I actually just turned it off, and that's key. You don't want the oven on anymore. You can put it on a baking sheet if you have it. If you don't have a baking sheet, then just use aluminum foil, and you're just going to cover the foil with the almonds. And I do have a little extra liquid here, so I'm not just going to dump. If I had a baking sheet, I could dump because there are sides to it, but I don't have a baking sheet. So I'm just going to use this. So put it all in. Let me show you what this looks like. See the nice, beautiful, bright red of that sriracha, and you can see the little pieces of cayenne, the little sprinkles all over the almonds. So good. It's such a treat. And if you serve this to guests, they're really going to feel like this is something special. Like this tastes like you went to a gourmet market, but really it takes a few minutes to make. So the oven is still quite hot because I just turned it off. Put it in, and I'm going to leave it in for about 30 minutes, but I'm going to check every 10 minutes just to make sure that they're not burning. So the oven is off. It is at 350 degrees, but it's going to start to go down, and I'm going to check on them. So it might actually be ready in less time. It might be ready in 10 minutes. You don't want it to burn. And taste it. You know, you can eat it. So just taste it along the way. Is it how you like it? Is it how you like it? And then when it seems perfectly ready for you, then it's ready. And that is your hot and spicy Quickie in the kitchen with sriracha almonds.